Hello everyone. Congratulations to those who made it from Zagreb Airport. Hopefully I won't make it to taxiing on you after a long trek here. First of all, my name is Marco Nadotti. I'm responsible for the media and entertainment vertical with BytePlus in Europe. First of all, you're probably asking yourself, what the hell is BytePlus? So let me try and answer that question. BytePlus is the enterprise services division of the BytePlus Group. We provide B2B enterprise solutions and products across multiple verticals, from media to technology to retail, commerce, and so on. And essentially, we have operations pretty much across the world in three sort of main buckets. The first one is infrastructure, cloud-native enterprise solutions for our clients. The second bucket is actually technology that drives user growth and actually clients growth, and I covered that in the piece around AI. And obviously, all this is wrapped by a layer of professional services that we provide to all our clients. I was asked to speak about sort of AI growth in the media sector specifically, and my background actually is in content, and I'm moving to technology over the years, so I'm not here actually to scare anybody off. What I would like to talk about is specific trends and solutions that we can offer in the media sector. So talking about sort of our heritage, we see three main sort of drivers of media in the current year. The first one is an increased push towards personalization, which means being able to offer viewers, users, content that is tailor-made, personalized, and feels personal, especially when content consumption increasingly is actually driven by personal devices like smartphones. Over 60% of time increasingly spent on mobile. Obviously people might have different views if that's a good thing or not, but fundamentally that's already the remote control of our lives. If that's the remote control of life, how we actually adjust in a way that what we're offering to the viewers or to the users is a seamless experience across multiple devices with the mobile phone in mind. And lastly is how we can actually enhance and augment the experience by building already in a world where actually AI is not something that replaces our current offering, but actually is an augmentation and assistance to the creator effort that happens within the life cycle. So with that in mind, I will play you a short video that kind of represents a little bit the vision of what we do in terms of technology. Let's see if it works.
Have you ever wanted to see what the future looks like? This is the future. You've already seen some of it and tried it.
Can you scan this for me, please?
You have a meeting in Tokyo next week. Should I generate a Japanese version too?
The future is a place where work just flows and life is made easy. Like a cup of tea. But what if it could be even easier?
This mug can be delivered in just one day.
What if someone could help and anticipate your needs? What if someone could understand your customers better than you do and create personalized responses based on data that are just right for your business? In the future, speed matters because customer experience is underpinned by performance and safety. And communication is key. It's global, instant, and seamless.
BytePlus Voice リズム、感情、呼吸などの表現を impulsada por modelos de lenguaje de gran escala.
It's international with live translation. BytePlus AI works for you with cloud services that scale with you and your business and personalized experiences that engage your world. BytePlus. Define tomorrow.
So if that's the overall vision, let me try and quickly map it against what we offer and then get into the specifics, use cases. Fundamentally, what BytePlus offers is the four sort of quadrants that you see on the screen. Number one is data and AI services that underpin the ability to deliver augmented technology for our clients. The second element is a cloud infrastructure that supports that sort of vision through, capability computing, networking, storage, and so forth. Number three, more crucially for actually the audience here, is we have a very strong media IQ that is obviously driven by the fact that we run consumer-facing applications that touch on content, and therefore we can deliver live streaming, VOD capability to scale, including augmentation at the front end, whether there is actually real-time communication, whether there is effects that augment actually the video experience, whether it's actually augmented reality, whether it is personalized recommendation and so forth. And then lastly, there is a security and compliance layer that is designed to actually tie all of the three elements in a sort of secure environment. With that said, what I will try and cover very quickly, I hope is not too overwhelming, is some of the example use cases, some of the things we can offer within those four elements, specific to media. Number one is personalization and recommendation to scale. Our approach to personalization is very different from actually, the typical sort of recommendation engine out there. We actually develop solutions that are precisely tailor-made and custom to each client that we work with. And those are specifically driven around training machine learning, artificial intelligence models to drive hyper-targetization, hyper-personalization to scale. Actually, to the scale that actually we can recommend in real time different pieces of content to different users that interact with any video experience, whether it's an OTT platform, whether it's a mobile first, whether it's a short drama mobile app, which is an increasing trend. The ability to actually hit and present the user with the relevant content in the moment they actually interact with the platform is a crucial element of what we're offering here. And obviously, we have heritage in the space, and we have a high level of sort of recommendation capability that we built into our own platforms. The second layer is video interactivity, which means increasingly viewers and users engage in video with a sort of social component, which means how actually we can turn what is fundamentally a one-way sort of static experience in actually an interactive two-way experience, whether it's actually augmenting video content with effects powered by AI real-time. They augment actually the creative effort, where it's actually enabling users to interact while they're watching content through real-time communication. There are several use cases from watch together to actually esports streaming, game rooms and so forth. And lastly, actually, how do we build content apps that actually can leverage the heritage in short videos within wider ecosystem? The last example is the solution that we offer, which is called Video One, that fundamentally enable any consumer-facing app to integrate a short video platform within the actually OTT service or TV service and so forth. Next, immersive media. Immersive media essentially means leveraging large language model within a solution, which I cover in a second, which is called Model as a Service, to drive plug-and-play augmentation of actually the interactivity, the interaction between viewers, customers, and actually the platforms. Think about scenarios where you can actually use large language models to provide the first line of customer support to users actually as they interact with video services. Think about ways by which actually chatbots can also amplify content creation and content utilization experiences by actually potentially doing real-time translation, localization, powered by AI of actually assets, immediately giving you the ability to scale up beyond maybe a single territory or single market and so forth, rights permitting. The next layer is and I mentioned earlier, another big trend that is coming very much east to west is the idea of short drama platforms, essentially micro snackable drama platforms that actually drive high engagement, especially on mobile devices. All the solution that sort of I was outlining before can also be integrated within a very simple, quick to roll out short drama platform that actually is powered by a tech stack and can be deployed normally in 4 to 6 weeks. Next. These are more like maybe extreme cases that are coming from Asia, but it might be interesting actually to keep them in mind. Let's think about AIGC. AIGC not as a replacement of creativity, but actually artificial intelligence generated content as a way to augment collateral content or ancillary content that relates maybe to an activation, a piece of production, a TV series, a movie. Think about the ability potentially to use branded campaigns on social media that are powered by AI-generated content that actually are relevant maybe to a specific use case, to actually a TV show and so on, as part of an integrated sponsorship that can cover maybe the 360 degrees ecosystem of, traditional television, OTT, digital media, social media, and so forth. Next, and this is kind of one where we need to sort of pay a little bit of attention, and I'm asking if the video can be played, the small video at the top. This is completely AI generated. This is actually how LLMs can be leveraged to actually do image and video generation. This is a sensitive topic. Quite often people ask me, is actually, artificial intelligence going to replace creativity? There are different opinions of this. I think actually it can be a great augmentation in the life cycle of production. Think about scenarios where scripting to storyboard can actually be accelerated through image creation, video creation, and so on. And we already offer this today, right? Whether it's text to image, whether it's actually image to image, text to video. Although the main use case remains how you actually do it as a support of actually the traditional content creation, not as a replacement. Equally important, I mentioned localization. Now actually LLMs can be leveraged to drive real-time localization, interactivity, and so on. I won't play it now in the interest of time, but this is fundamentally a scenario in which, the same message or customer support can be done both in English and in Chinese and so forth. To sum it up in terms of what we discuss, if I had to sort of specifically define our AI offering within a model as a service platform, there are three core components. The first one is voice. So the ability actually to do text-to-speech, automatic speech recognition, voice cloning, translation in real time, and so forth as a way to support actually sort of the creative endeavor. The second layer is the large language models defined to actually provide solutions that augment the experience that sits around video. Think about things like vision, which is actually being able to use visual awareness and detection to augment what is the knowledge of what is contained within a video asset. If you think about scenarios in which, CTV is exploding, obviously, as a sort of consumer device, and increasingly we're looking at ways by which advertising campaigns can actually be made transactional, shoppable. Having actually an AI power enablement of understanding what objects are contained within a video asset or a campaign to actually drive commerce is obviously very meaningful, and that can be done through vision. Video generation, image to image, and text to image is also obviously what we just talked about and we cover now. For certain use cases in which maybe reasoning models or some sort of performance to cost ratio are actually important, we can also provide support for DeepSeek, which is obviously this high-performing, low-cost large language model that has just come out of China recently. To finish up, I want to cover 2 or 3 specific use cases that sort of justify and sort of prove what I've just been talking about, and then we'll be done with the presentation. Number one of our major clients in EMEA is Starzplay, which you probably are familiar with, one of the largest OTT platforms in the Middle East, owned by Etisalat Group. They've been leveraging our AI recommendation engine for quite some time. And actually what they've seen, and you can see in the slide here, is compared to a traditional sort of conventional recommender system, content conversion, clicks, playback time dramatically increase. So this is all powered by hyper personalization, as I was talking about earlier. The second scenario is a different scenario in which actually a UGC platform that actually a UGC holding company that runs a number of different platforms that span content from images to video and so on, have actually deployed our personalization system across most of the apps in a scenario where actually the ultimate goal is to increase the dwell time, the engagement, and drive ad revenue up. And you can see the results out of there, which is basically an increase in total play duration per user, and increase in actually ad revenue. So there is still a way to actually potentially push up ad revenues, although it's challenging these days. And lastly, just to give you some ideas and to make the point about AIGC as a complement to actually traditional media creation, you can look at this. This is an example coming from China, where actually in support of actually a major TV show, a platform was commissioned to create, a series of shorts around sci-fi that specifically tied to their activation. The end result incredible, of course, but 9 episodes watched, and liked over 500,000 people within a day, massive effect and so on. And again, it's quite interesting because how you can start maybe from a traditional platform and then use AIGC to actually empower, the awareness of that piece of content that sits on that traditional platform through AI and social media becomes very interesting. It was quite a lot. I am aware of it. If you scan the QR code, you'll be able to sort of get my details. And by the way, we are at the market in meeting room T until the end of the market. Thank you very much.